Good morning, everyone. Welcome once more to Disruptive Thoughts. I thank you for tuning into this channel from time to time to hear what we have to say and to also leave your comments, likes, and then your shares. I'd really strongly recommend that you subscribe so that every episode that comes, you are privy to it and get involved. Help share so that people can be part of this. Now, normally I'll talk about the executives and the legislators and those who are actively in government, the people we pay for, leadership services, and how they've got a lot of things wrong and how those things affect us and all that. But as true as that is, that's not the only reason why we are the way we are. There are other reasons. And some of these reasons have to do with us who are on the other side of government, because we are all in government together. We can decide to be whatever we want to be, regardless of what the executives and the people in government are doing. Take this example. A man who doesn't have so much money decides to be miserable because he doesn't have money. And then when he's asked, he will tell you he's sad because he doesn't have money as a legitimate reason why he's sad. Well, there are people who have less money than he has who are happier. And there are people who have less fortune than he has who are more joyful. So happiness and joy are not for sale. There are certain decisions you can make and control your outcome. Government functionaries can continue to be corrupt, continue to be crude, continue to be horrible, but we on the other side can decide to start soothing our experience of our country in our society. We can decide to be more civil. That doesn't have anything to do with Muhammadu Buhari. We have people who are in service. They're policemen. What stops you from giving a very warm greeting with a smile to someone you stop along the way first, without having this animosity and rage and vindictive look at them? At least give them what do you call it now? Give them the benefit of doubt. Give them a soft landing. Disarm every kind of violent attitude that might come from them by your own approach. These are things that don't need the president for us to do. Be civil. Obey traffic laws. When there is a red light, don't run it. Stop. When there is a traffic officer who says stop, stop. When he says go, go. And what stops you from even saying a shout out of a greeting to him by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening? These things will make us a beautiful people. You can decide to be courteous. Everybody you meet, show them respect. Talk to them nicely. Stop this whole Namitia I pass attitude. Stop this whole I cannot lose attitude. Stop this whole unnecessary pride and arrogance. Arrogance around here is so tall, very tall, for whatever reason. I think for really no reason. But you see, this has become a culture, and we can change this culture. We can groom our children to be decent citizens and civil people. This doesn't need the legislature. This doesn't need the executives. This is just us. If you do business, you can decide to cut your profitability to an extent that you help and make it easier for other Nigerians who patronize you, who need your goods and your services to survive, to get by easier. Yes, but we don't. Everybody just wants to grab for themselves, not considering other people. If you're someone who's an employer of labor and you have people working for you, you need to make the experience a fantastic one. Over the holiday, I was with a wonderful father, business mogul, Reverend Okpewolo, the chairman of Royal Construction Companies, and I had to sit down and just keep my mouth shut and listen to words of wisdom. So I went to school. And then he gave me a good lecture of how you treat your staff. your workers, those who churn money for you, how you give them incentives beyond their normal take-home pay. These things are things we can do. And I drove around with him and I saw how he communicates with his staff. I'm telling you, they don't feel threatened when they see him. They are at peace, they are at ease. He asks about their welfare. He's so concerned about them. That's a great man. That's something to emulate. And you are someone who's employed. If you could employ, you would not be working for someone. Why don't you make that business work for that person? Why don't you put in your best for that person? Why don't you make the organization like yours and make it work? We can do these things. We can solve about 60% of the tension around us by just making these changes. It's my utmost desire to see Nigerians be an example of how civilized people should live their lives. And I want to believe that these words will be things that you will consider and begin to make some changes. Until the next episode, which I look forward to having you watch and comment and participate, stay blessed and God help us. Thank you.